Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Abby. I'm with Fitness is Medicine. I've got Baloo and Tubby in here helping me today. Today we're going to do a workout using a couple different sets of dumbbells. So maybe one a little bit lighter, one a little bit heavier, a fitball if you have one, and a tube or a band set up on a little bit higher attachment, and then something you can squeeze. So maybe a ball or some balance discs or a couple pillows, something like that. So remember to always come into these workouts warmed up and ready to go. The other thing we're going to need is a step and a kettlebell, or just one of the weights that you're using for this other exercises that we're doing. But like I said, come into these workouts warmed up and ready to go. 5 to 10 minutes of a cardio workout, get your heart rate up, muscles warmed up, and ready to move. Okay, so we're going to start off doing a bridge with a chest press. So if you do not have a ball, you can do a bridge on the floor, or just simply lie on your back with your feet bent, or with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. So I'm going to move over here just a little bit. We're going to walk out into a bridge. Remember, you want your head and shoulders resting comfortably on top of the ball, your hips lifted, and your feet right underneath your knees. Now we're going to press straight up. Okay, I don't want to hit you in the head. Here, look, here's your bone. There you go. All right, pull it down. All right, chest press. Here we go. Press straight up. Lifting those hips. You want a nice flat surface from your knees to your shoulders, or actually the top of your head. Now you can have your hands like this, like you're holding like one big dumbbell, or one big barbell, I should say. Or you can bring them in close like this, whichever feels best on your elbows and your shoulders. Ultimately, you're working your chest and your triceps and your shoulders here. So it doesn't matter. You're working them a little bit differently each way, but it's really about being pain-free and doing it efficiently. All right, good. Lower them and slowly walk up. And we can set those off to the side. And next we're gonna grab your step and a weight. So if you don't have a kettlebell, that's fine. You can use a dumbbell or anything that is a little bit heavy. So I like to use just one weight because that gives you your other hand the freedom to hang on to something sturdy if you need it. So you can do this just on your bottom stairwell. You could do it up and down your stairs. That's another great way to do this. I'm going to use my little step stool here and start up and down with the same foot. So I'm going right, left, right, left. 5, 6, 7. He gets very excited when any of us are on the treadmill or the elliptical. 9, and 10. Okay, so now, in order to keep balance, I'm going to switch sides and then switch hands and then switch which foot that I'm going up and down with. This is very exciting stuff here. Oh, no. Here, look, here's your bone. There you go. He just had a walk too. 2 walks today. In the snow, no less. 9 and 10. Okay, good. Now, there's a few different ways you can do those step-ups. If you are having any knee pain, you can alternate. So you could go right and then left. So you can just alternate back and forth. You can go on a smaller step. And if you want to make it more challenging, you can do more, obviously. You can do them more slowly. I kind of went quickly through those because he was really excited by that. But going more slowly is always recommended. It makes your muscles have to control it more. So you can do a few different things to make those more difficult or easier. Also, if you don't want to hold on to a weight, that's fine. Another benefit of holding just one weight is that your core has to engage to stay level and not compensate for one weight. When you're holding both hands in weights, it's it's extra weight and it's really good, but then you don't have a hand to hang on, and then also your core doesn't usually engage quite as much. Okay, next we're going to come over to where I've got my tube. We're going to do a triceps extension. So with this one, I want to do a little bit of a balance challenge. So maybe a tandem stance or a staggered stance. You want your elbows glued to your sides, shoulders down away from your ears. As always, you want your shoulders pulled back and down, and then straight down here. So the only joint moving is your elbows. You can always scoot back to make this more difficult. Scoot forward to make it a little bit easier. 6. Nice and slowly, both directions. 8, 9, and 10. Good. And you want to get that full extension down at the bottom. So bring those right down beside your hips. You don't want to keep it just right in here. You're kind of getting less range of motion. So getting that arm all the way straight at the bottom there. Okay, next we're going to use, I'm just going to sit on a fitball. And we're going to do some knee and arm squeezes. So I like to work hips, stabilizing all the different motions of the hip, and also including the one where you squeeze, so your adductors. So I'm going to have you squeeze your arms and your knees at the same time, and that will also pull in some core as well. So sitting up nice and tall, put something, a pillow, a ball, anything you've got that you can just gently squeeze and release. So keys here, keeping your back nice and tall, your shoulders pulled back and down. It's easy to, kind of want to curl in there to squeeze that hard. Also keeping that core engaged. You can control how hard you're squeezing here. So if you're having any pain with it, just don't squeeze quite as hard. Keep breathing with this one. This is an easy one where you feel like you want to hold your breath. So just hold it for 2 or 3 seconds, give it a good squeeze, and then relax. 2 more. And 10, good. All right, good, relax. Okay, now we're going to grab a little bit lighter weight dumbbells than you did your chest press with, and we're going to do a bent over reverse fly. Now this one requires quite a bit of core activation to keep your back from taking over. So what we're going to do is I've got my weights on the floor here. Remember to always use good form, bend your knees, bend your hips. Now, with this one, I want you to go into that athletic stance that I talk about a lot. Notice that my back is still tall, but I'm just tipped at the hips just a little bit. Now, I'm gonna tip forward at the hips. My back is straight, so you want to think about leading out with your chest. And then we're going to raise those weights straight out to the side. Now, if you have any low back pain with this, I want you to sit down and do this instead. But really keeping your back straight where you're just tipped at the hips, keeping your core engaged. Your knees are bent. Everything is really well supported here. These are reverse flies. 2 more. 9 and 10. Good. Really squeeze those shoulder blades as you lift those weights up to the side. I really like that one. It's a good posture. It's a good back exercise. The backs of your shoulders, you get a lot of engagement there. And then also, you're getting a lot of core by engaging that to keep that back protected. Okay, the last one, we're going to sit back down on the ball and do some abs on the ball. So, sitting, I'm going to bring this camera down just a little bit. Right on the edge of the ball. We've done these before. I really like them. They're a great way to engage your core without hurting your neck. So you can always put your feet up against a wall. I have a lot of people that do that. It just gives you that confidence that you're not going to slide. All right, so with this, remember, you want to, same thing, we're just tipping at the hips. We're not rounding, and we're not bending back like this. Back is flat. We're going to go back and then come almost all the way up but not to here. So we're gonna lean back and then come part way up. What that does is it keeps your core engaged. When you come all the way up, feel it, your muscles get to relax. So I want to keep those muscles engaged. We want to work on that core strength, work on that abdominal strength. Breathe. 8, 9, and 10. Now, if you don't have a ball, you can do this one on the edge of a chair. You can do it seated on the floor. That's okay. You can do it seated on the edge of your bench or your coffee table. Anything like that will work great. A coffee or a kitchen chair does work really well for that because then you can kind of lean back, touch your shoulders, come part way up. Lots of different ways to do that one. Okay, so go through these 1 or 2 more times, add a little cardio in between. Make sure you're doing all of your stretches at the end, and we'll see you next time. Thank you, everybody. Stay warm and keep moving.